75th anniversary shirt today.
Look at us all in
blue.
blue.
I meant to. We are all in blue. That's very cool.
I don't know. My shirt's
Different colors of
bluish.
blue.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. It's a blue gray.
We're checking our fashion.
All right, everybody. I believe we are live.
And it's 4 o'clock.
And we're happy to be here.
Yes, we are.
Nowhere else we'd rather be.
Because we have
right.
a
But
city
downtown
manager, Jim
Pismo
Lewis.
Beach. Hi, everybody.
Yay. Applause, applause. We hear
Great to
everybody
be here with
clapping
everybody.
out there.
I don't know about that.
We're just making fun because
I think
we're
you
all
just got
wearing
up
blue.
I think they just got up to go to the bathroom when they realized who the guest
no.
was.
No.
They're actually probably surprised that we're actually on at the beginning because the last few times Facebook decided to change things around again, and so it's not easy to go live through Facebook anymore through Zoom. So we're doing it direct.
You sure they weren't editing our comment for some reason? Or?
No,
It
we
could
just
be with
had
Lisa.
some...
You know, Lisa always gets us in trouble.
She gets censored.
Hey, don't throw me under the bus.
They delete your
Don't
posts.
throw me under the bus. It's not me.
So we just, before we get started here, we've got a lot to cover, but we want to remind everybody that feel free to ask questions in the feed there. We have Jeanette behind the scenes monitoring things. We have our phones here, so we'll go ahead and field questions as time permits, and we'll go to questions here and there or toward the end. So, but we are happy to have Jim Lewis here, city manager.
Great to be here.
Thank
Always.
you,
It's been a
Jim.
while since I've been on the show.
Yes.
We were just
I was
saying,
starting
it's
to
been
take
over a year since you've been in this office.
I know. But we
Oh, no. It's been 3 years.
Oh, wow. Well,
That's 3 years ago.
that's 3 years I haven't been
3
invited.
years ago.
What the?
Yes.
Well, hey, I'll always
my
go where I'm
goodness.
invited to
Yes.
all you listeners.
Yeah.
So, just saying. And, I was starting to take it personal that I wasn't on the show. You've had more staff people on the show than me. So I was
We
starting to
had you
wonder.
on our show a year ago, just via Zoom.
That's right.
Yes, we couldn't unfortunately be live together. We were all Zooming.
Isn't it
from
great
different
that we're
locations.
vaccinated and healthy? Get vaccinated, please,
Yes.
so we can get over this.
Yes.
And that we can be getting out in our community, right? It's so
Yeah.
great.
Doing more of this. Doing more of this.
Yeah.
And so
for
I
sure.
know, speaking of starting off there, we just had our business community meeting, which we have the luxury of having Jim update our business community the beginning of every month. And I think one of the major concerns was, the mask ordinance. Is that coming back? And how do we feel about what's happening here in Pismo Beach and the business community? And we have a lot of tourists coming. So
Right.
If we want to just kind of jump in there.
Sure. No, the mask ordinance is not coming back. And I think, as I said on the Monday call, the recall politics are really shaping up things, whether you are for it or not. And I'm not talking political one way or the other, but that is a force in politics and therefore COVID response, right? And I think that the state isn't interested in shutting anything down, but you also have to look at the numbers. This is a surge of the unvaccinated. These are people who are choosing not to have the vaccine, and so they're putting themselves at risk while there is a way to be protected. And so in our community, nearly 70% of our residents are vaccinated. So thank you to our residents. They made a great choice.
That's
We're one of the higher vaccination rates in the county. And the county overall, when you're looking at 60%, the state, county, and then you have a number of people of the antibodies, you're looking at a smaller percentage, and it's those individuals who are getting sick. And so, I think the governor has seen that the shutdown worked for a while, but I haven't heard peep of any other shutdowns, any other measures. And frankly, I think that this third wave, if you want to call it that, will be very quick and very sharp as it hits a very small population who's vulnerable. And so I don't anticipate, at least locally, our county health officer, we follow the county health officer. She has not mandated masks yet. And you look at most of these are recommendations, actually. But if you want to stay safe and you're concerned, you should put a mask on.
Absolutely.
And we're welcome to put a mask on if that helps you feel safe. It's very important that you feel safe.
Right.
The other thing I shared on the business call was, as a business, if you want to have a mask, it's private business. If you want to say masked up in my store, Lisa at your optics store, if you're getting a pair of glasses, wear a mask in my store, and someone says no, and you say, no, I've asked you to wear a mask, and they say no, then you say you have to leave.
Right.
If they don't leave, we'll respond to that. Mask ordinance or no mask ordinance, because that's a person, it's a customer you've asked to leave your premise that isn't following your policy.
Right.
And so to our business community, if you would feel safer having masks, while we won't enforce a mask ordinance per se, if you ask someone to leave your business and they don't, we will help the situation.
Yeah.
Good.
We are lucky here. We've got a great police department.
We do, and Chief Smith has rolled right in, and he's doing great. He's a great man, great vision, great. he had a great police department to begin with. So it's, but he is really off to a great start. I'm very pleased. And I'm very pleased with our downtown patrol and our bike patrol.
Yes.
And we're talking
a lot more presence.
Yes.
Yeah, and it may not be enough, right? So the chief and I just again talked this week about downtown safety. It is so important that we're feeling safe downtown, and that we continue to have a perception of safety. And I always want to push the police department to continue to find new ways to be more present, more visible. And we were just talking about that this week.
Right.
Especially as we had that incident on the beach. It's completely unacceptable, intolerable.
So if people didn't hear about the incident on the beach, which I would be hugely surprised if you didn't, but maybe the people that follow our page don't necessarily live here, so there might be tourists out there. But if you want to shed some light on that.
Well, sure. So young person who clearly has very poor judgment, decided to, and had other issues that day, had a conflict with the girlfriend, and decided to get her attention and pulled a weapon out of his pocket and started firing it into the beach, on a crowded beach. I cannot understand why anyone would think that was a good idea. And so he created a huge disturbance. It's very scary.
Very.
Our downtown officers were on the scene pretty darn quick.
Yeah.
We apprehended the individual, and he's in jail. And I would just say, crime doesn't pay here. We have an excellent department. We will catch you. We will be vigilant, and we will persecute you to the maximum law allows. The department did a great job filing charges with enhancements. He was affiliated with a gang, so he shouldn't have a weapon, and on and on and on. And so there was a sizable bail, and the individual's still in jail. And so we will not tolerate that in this community, nor will we tolerate stealing our clams.
Or nor we tolerate
do not steal our clams.
That's the next topic.
So the clam population, actually, the city council is really invested in returning us to clam capital of the world. And so they've invested in a study with Cal Poly. We've been actually analyzing our clam population for years. And we're actually starting to see significant increases in Pismo clams.
Okay.
Which is why people are coming down and looking for their share.
Right.
There is actually, I'm actually not going to say the number, but there are a good population of clams that are growing on our beach, and so we have to be vigilant about protecting it.
Right.
And so the council is very vigilant. And so, again, I was talking to Chief. I have a meeting with the head ranger for state parks later this month to talk about, among other things, greater enforcement for the clam. We're looking at other technologies. We have cameras on the pier. We have cameras pointed on the beach. So if people think they'll get away with, they're not going to get away with it. And the fine is $100 a clam.
$100
and that has been upheld.
a clam.
That's
Plus
a lot of clams.
Plus, they have to have a fishing license. If they don't have the fishing license, it's $1,200 plus the clam.
That's right.
Plus, they have to do, I heard, community service, like 500 hours of community
I hope
service.
so.
I hope so, too. They should
I
come
got a
down
lot
and
of good
help
projects
us
for
pick
them
up
to do.
trash.
Right on.
Yeah.
So we're going to be vigilant about that. And you also, the clam, if you have a license and you're legally fishing, has to be 4 inches or bigger.
4 inches or bigger.
And in our last survey of clams, there were no clams that were 4 inches or bigger.
Right.
The population's growing. There are getting to be larger clams, but that means we shouldn't be fishing for clams at all.
At all.
Wow.
Yes.
Let the population have a chance.
Right.
And so it is frustrating. And I think as people hear the population's growing, they're coming down to give it a shot. And, some people are just looking for clams for their kids and then, putting them back in the sand. We shouldn't be messing with them at all. But if you get caught with them on your person, you will be fined. And we are looking at ways to be more aggressive on enforcement.
Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of buzz about that topic on social media.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
I feel like the police chief so far. I'm talking about guns, enforcement,
Right?
clams. I mean,
There's, lots
Wow.
happening. Lots happening.
July was a busy month.
it was a busy month. And June, July, I think this month is still very busy, just even coming down today.
Sure, yeah.
Very
But
busy.
July started out with a bang because of the 4th of July celebration.
Yes.
Wasn't that great?
Was phenomenal.
What a fireworks
That
show.
was phenomenal.
Amazing.
I
Yes,
know.
did a fantastic
Thank you.
job.
Gordon
We
and
had
Mickey
a
and the team
blast.
worked really hard on that.
Yeah.
And the dinner, wasn't that nice? It was local
Dinner
residents.
was excellent.
That was great.
Ribline did a great job.
Yeah. So we're going to do that again next year. So the similar format, locals only first, really keeping it a neat,
Nice.
intimate event for our local
It
residents.
was really nice.
Yeah,
I
it
liked
was.
the size of it. I liked the fireworks.
The fireworks
It was the
show
best
did a
evening
great-
ever.
Wasn't
it
it?
really
It was
was.
great.
Now, there's another
great.
great evening coming up that I'm going to ask you to help with. So it is our 75th anniversary.
Okay.
And
You're asking us live? That's not
He's
right.
putting us
Isn't
on the
that
spot.
great?
That's not fair, Jim.
I know, what are you going to ask me live, right? No. I want to advertise this opportunity.
Okay.
So we will be having a 75th gala.
Yes,
And so our
yes.
birthday was in April.
Right.
And thank you for having a birthday cake with the
Absolutely.
mayor.
Did you see that? It was
I
super
did.
cute,
It was very
right?
nice. And
Loved
the
it.
mayor appreciated that. We're going to have a beautiful gala, semi-formal, formal, optional. The mayor and I will be in tuxedos. I know the council members are looking at formal dresses. It'll be very
Beautiful.
nice. And it will be on the plaza in front of the letters. 250 people.
I will be there.
Oh my goodness.
It'll be about $150 a person.
I will be
But
there.
it's going to have hors d'oeuvres, charcuterie, champagne,
Wow.
wine stations,
Amazing.
an amazing souvenir box of things that
Okay.
you get. But what we're going to be asking is, we want the business community to promote and sponsor this. And so
Okay.
we're hoping the business community will step up and buy tables.
Okay.
And there may not be individual tickets for this. I would love for our residents and our business community
Right.
to partner and
Nice.
purchase tables. And so
Yes.
the amounts will be coming out. But if you look at it, there's probably 30 tables, 35 tables.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but we want this to be a local event. And there'll be a few cool program elements that I'll leave as a
Okay.
surprise.
Okay.
And then the evening itself will end in a fireworks show. And so we have a second
Oh,
fireworks show
gosh.
coming. You heard it here first.
Awesome.
And we would also like to partner with the business community. Not everybody can come to this dinner,
Right.
but we want people to enjoy the fireworks show.
Right.
So what I was thinking is, if we could create something called a dinner for two for $75,
Oh,
and have 6 o'clock seatings at many of our restaurants.
Oh.
And so you could sit down, $75, have a nice meal for two, and then after your meal, walk down and enjoy the fireworks
Nice.
show along
I
with
love
us
it.
at the gala.
I love
so
that.
Love it.
I want to work with you on
Yes.
that, promoting
Okay.
that, and getting
Okay.
the word out.
Yeah.
And it's going to be incredible.
Well,
and
you're
then,
getting the word out right
I am
here,
getting the word out right here.
right
You heard it
now.
first.
You heard it
well,
firsthand.
we're
Yeah.
hoping to have some really cool silent auction items that our business community promotes.
I'll help
And
with
then
that.
because this is our 75th anniversary, we want to celebrate our past. We'll be making contributions to Friends of Price House and the Chapman Estate Foundation from some of the proceeds to
Okay.
invest in our past as
Yeah.
we honor our
Excellent.
future. So
And that's going to
yeah.
be the Friday night. Is
That's
that
right, at
correct?
Clam Festival, October 15th.
Now, the Thursday night previous to that, I believe, we're kicking off the weekend festivities with the wine walk.
Wow.
Right.
What a weekend to be in
So,
Pismo Beach.
we're
will be
going to have
the
quite the
weekend.
weekend.
Yes.
We're going to need to take the following week off.
We're going to
Yeah.
actually have quite the month because we have Taste of Pismo,
Yes.
car show,
And then Clam
Festival,
Festival.
band
Yes.
review,
Yes.
Jazz
Oh
Jubilee,
my gosh.
And then we run into the holidays.
I know.
Right.
Yes.
light up
But
downtown.
the good
Yes.
news
Classic
is it's
California Christmas.
all fun for us.
It's
right?
all fun.
It's all
Yeah.
fun. I
Yeah.
mean, it's fun. It's work, but I mean, we're
Thank you to the
It's
public
fun.
works staff and the police department
Yeah,
in advance. You guys
Yeah,
are my
no
heroes.
kidding. You guys are going to be super duper busy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Super busy. That
Yeah.
sounds amazing.
Yeah, so it's going to be really special, and we will want you to help us get the word out, and we want our business community to be
Definitely.
participants.
Definitely.
Excellent. Yeah, that sounds fun. I love the idea of the $75 for dinner.
That is
rolling back to the
super
75
cool.
years.
I just
Yeah,
came up with that
I
with
just-
Gordon earlier today,
That's
but we would
great.
love for that people
Love
to
it.
part because we don't
Okay.
want to have this fireworks show just for the 250 people at the gala.
Right,
That's
right,
silly.
right.
We want the hotels to participate.
Everybody
Having
join
75th packages that night, especially the
Everybody
Ocean View
join
hotels.
in.
Yeah.
We haven't even rolled that information out. So working
Okay.
with you guys to try and get the word
Yep.
out to support 75th anniversary
Perfect.
packages so
Perfect.
people can enjoy the fireworks show. And it would be wonderful, a party atmosphere downtown Friday night.
How fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
so bummed because you'll hear right here too that I won't be here that weekend.
Oh!
Bye-bye, Val,
So
because tell
I-
them what you're doing.
Okay, so it was my birthday recently, by the way,
Happy
and I've
birthday.
been like, thank you, and I've been asking for the longest time for tickets to go see the Eagles live in concert. So my
That's right.
boyfriend did get me tickets, and so that's where I'll be.
Tim, great job.
He did a
That's
really
a pretty good
job.
gift.
Yes.
And he
Where
was
is
just- It's at the Forum in
At the
LA.
Forum
in
so,
LA,
so
yeah.
I mean, I can go and come, but I probably won't be here. I think it's that Friday night.
That's okay. We'll have fun without you.
I know you will.
Yes,
I'm
we
gonna
will.
I'm gonna have a little bit of, what do they call it, FOMO, fear of missing out.
The fear of
Fear of
missing out.
missing out.
Yeah, but I'll be here for the wine walk, and I'll be here the Sunday after. So, but it sounds amazing,
Yeah.
and I'll do everything I can, of course, to work with the business
Thank you.
community and promote and do everything that we do to always support you guys. So, you know, it
Great.
Goes, it goes
Yeah,
both
we're-
ways.
We go hand
It
in
goes
hand.
both
Yeah.
ways. So that sounds super awesome. So more to come on that.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
Yay.
me neither.
What else
So,
do we
Jim,
want
what
to talk
else?
about?
What else is going on in this
Well,
city?
let me tell you, know,
Yes.
this is our just newly minted
Oh,
budget
good.
and brief.
Okay.
So it's actually, it has a note for me to read it. This is what I want to show that's so impressive. So the city council heard the voters loud and clear that we need to invest in our neighborhoods and invest in our residents and invest in. And so in our budget in brief, we have a little diagram of the city. I think people can see it. All of these colored dots are projects in neighborhoods that we're investing in. And so this is amazing. So we're looking at new playgrounds. We're looking at a $6 million paving project for our residential streets.
Very nice.
We're looking at water bottle filling stations, bicycle stations, bike improvements. I mean, on and on. Let's see. New bathrooms at Dinosaur Caves and a bathroom at the Price House. Enhanced maintenance of our sidewalks and our parkways. I mean, just some amazing, some little events in our neighborhoods for residents to get out together. Outdoor performances, a dog park, new tennis and basketball courts. I mean, a new fire and police station. Talk about investment. This is really cool. And I just thought this diagram, isn't that something? When you can see all these dots are projects that are coming up in the next 2 years.
Hold that up as far as you can up there. So now where can people get a copy of this, or can they go find your goals that are on your website?
Yeah, so this will be online, I would say, in probably a week. And copies will be at City Hall, and we'll also probably leave some with Chamber folk. We want to get them around. So,
awesome.
And it talks about our city goals are in here.
Good.
It talks about the city budget, how much it is, where the money's come from.
Awesome.
So we're very fortunate.
Nice.
And the city is very financially healthy. And then we just sent out our 75th anniversary Clam Chronicle in color. Look at that.
nice.
To our residents. And it's a souvenir edition here. So
beautiful.
talks about 75 years of our police department, 75 years of our fire department, how things have changed.
That looks
Look at
great.
this list of roads getting paved. There's like
That
40
is
roads
great.
getting paved.
Oh,
in
we
Pismo
need to
Beach.
get some of these.
Yeah, so this is really cool.
We could put them out at farmers markets.
yes.
Sure. Which you guys are doing.
Yes.
There's our new fire station. Look at that. Isn't that something?
Oh, that's
So,
good.
you know,
Yeah.
and that actually is
Beautiful.
going to be a
Awesome.
historic preservation project too. This will be at the old Bellow Elementary School in the old
Right.
City Hall. We're going to preserve the facade and turn that into the fire station, emergency center. So
It's going to be beautiful.
it's going to be amazing. I mean, there's just
Awesome.
really great things
Awesome.
happening in Pismo Beach.
And how can we get copies
Yeah.
of the Clam Chronicle?
Well, you know what?
Jorge?
Jorge, yeah, he publishes
I know
it.
they
And
go
he has
mailed
them.
out,
We
right,
mailed
to
out to
residents?
residents. Yeah.
Okay.
So
But can
we'll
we
see.
pick up extras?
Yeah, we'll see that
City
we can get
Hall?
some. I mean, we have
Okay.
a box of them, so we'll get you a few.
Okay.
But yeah,
Great.
farmers
Pretty
market, they would, yeah.
The farmers market is off the hook.
It is off
I
the
mean,
hook.
the
Farmers
Chamber of
market
Commerce has
is
done a
like-
great job
yeah.
on that.
They,
farmers-
well, Daryl, I mean, he is
Daryl,
our
yes.
marketing
Daryl's our
manager
guy.
for the farmers market, and he has done a great
Yeah.
He really
job.
has.
Wow.
He
Yeah.
really has.
Yeah.
And people are really enjoying it.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
busy. And I think there's, 25 vendors now or
Music,
something?
yeah,
Yes.
25 vendors.
And we have
Wow.
music next Thursday, Wednesday will be Rachel Santa Cruz.
Yes.
But
yes.
I
She's
was sitting
great.
there
She's
just
great.
yesterday watching all of the people. Some people brought lounge chairs and were
Oh,
sitting in
nice.
the plaza. Some were sitting up in the benches, and all the people were just sitting there listening to the music and enjoying. Some were eating some of the food that they have got
That's
there.
great.
It was so nice.
And that's the idea, right? To just have
Yeah.
a good time and
It was
enjoy the living
beautiful.
room of the community. That's what
People
we're
are
going to
hanging
build.
out.
Yeah.
When
That
we did
plaza
it.
is amazing.
I haven't been invited to sing and provide live music.
Oh.
I'm glad. I'm actually glad. There's no
Come.
one. No one.
We're always looking for more bands, Jim.
You got to know
Yes.
what your limitations are, and that's one of mine. But
Are you a
Well-
musician?
no.
like
no.
your music.
I'm a frustrated winemaker, and I like to cook, but I'm not a musician. I
Okay.
did play clarinet, though,
Oh.
all through my primary and secondary education.
I played clarinet also.
There you go. I was in the
Yeah,
marching
who
band, the
knew?
jazz band, the
Oh,
orchestra,
wow.
you know, so
Okay.
things you didn't know about me.
Wow.
Interesting.
What else do
I
we
am
not
rarely
know
known
about
to
Jim?
pull out the clarinet and play for my children
Interesting.
or at a random Oktoberfest party once in a while and an
Okay.
oompa band. Did you know that?
No, had no.
Wow. we are
So
learning
when we have
something new.
Oktoberfest, we know who to call.
Well, see, you know, people see you just as city manager. But I'm a
Right.
dad. I'm a goofy guy. I go to church. I have hobbies just like everybody else, you know.
That's hilarious.
You are a real person, Jim. I will attest to that. You're a nice guy.
I have flaws like everybody else, you know.
None of us are perfect.
We all do. Some
Oh.
more than others. But you
Yes.
just went on vacation. You
I
just got
did.
back from
Yeah,
vacation.
you know,
Tell us how that went.
It was a long year for all of us, right?
Yes.
So I hope everybody can get a break. As you feel safe to get a break, please get a break. It's really important to spend time with your kids, your family, your loved ones. So yeah, we went to Hawaii, which I think a lot of people are going to Hawaii, and it was great because we just got to hike.
Nice.
We went to the Big Island mostly. We're there, and Volcanoes National Park, and waterfalls, and snorkeling, and just more so time with my kids
Yep.
and my wife. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Time
Good
in the
for
pool, time just being in nature,
Just
right?
relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And being with
and
the family.
Cooking some stuff. So my wife got a break, from cooking, and it was great. Yeah,
Good
and
for
the
you.
weather was nice, and so terrific.
Awesome.
And just the nature on the Big Island is
Right.
incredible. I mean, just going from lava flow to desert to tundra to snow certain
That's
times a year
awesome.
to
Right?
rainforest.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's awesome. And how
Beautiful.
do the kids travel well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty adventurous.
Okay.
So I was raised lower middle class. We didn't have resources to do any vacations, so
Yeah.
I never got to travel as a kid. We would tent camp in the Mojave Desert. That's about where we ended up.
Yeah.
And but no vacations, and so it's fun that I can be able to take my family on a vacation every
Definitely.
year and
Definitely.
let the kids. I really want our kids to be well rounded.
Right.
I want them to see other cultures. I want them to appreciate all people. I want them to see how the world is, for better and for
Right.
worse, so they can be good, responsible adults and make the best choices they can. Right.
Yep.
So
Yep.
thank you.
Great.
It was
That's
fun.
great.
Took a couple weeks off, and
Yeah, well,
when
were
I left,
gone.
things
Well,
kind
I
of
was
went
gonna
haywire.
say, when Jim left, by the way, we had some craziness happening. I recall somebody barricading themselves.
And a fire.
And a fire.
And a person driving off a cliff.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever happened with that guy that
I
went off
haven't-
the cliff? Did we?
I don't know.
Was the car stolen, or was it you? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was in Hawaii.
It wasn't me
But no,
either.
things kind of got a little crazy.
It
but
was like,
you know.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I wasn't in town that day that
Wow.
the barricade thing was happening, but I'm like messaging and putting on our beach communities page of the business community, like, hey, this is happening downtown. And I'm like, I'm in Santa Maria where it's safe.
You're-
I know.
No comment. So
Yeah, I have no comment to that either.
So one of the fires was in the homeless camp, and I think
right.
that was something you guys wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
And
are-
Somebody's asking that question.
So the city, we want to have compassion, right? And
Of
we want to
course.
make sure but when we're having fires and when we're having the creek get some contaminants that are
Yes.
human caused, that
Yes.
there gets to be a point where there's a public health
Yeah,
emergency. And
yeah.
so we are more aggressively moving now to clear out the areas where our homeless camps were.
Okay.
And while somebody says incompassionate or whatever, it was a public health problem. For
Right.
them, for us as beachgoers with washing down the creek,
Right.
the fires, I had to address it. And so I did declare a public health issue in those areas. And so we are cleaning up Price Canyon. What's important for people to realize is before we come through, we give a week notice. And then we come through with the Salvation Army,
Okay.
5 Cities Homeless Coalition. We have support
Resources.
vouchers,
Oh, yes.
resources,
Yep.
and we offer
Nice.
those things
Okay.
Right.
to them. So they have choices. Because we're not just coming through with a bulldozer.
Right,
but
right.
We also, what's defined as their personal property, will keep for up to 90 days as the unhoused try and find a place to be. And then we have their property for them when they wanted to get it. And we,
That's
really
so,
nice.
so it wasn't like we just threw
Okay.
everything
Wow.
out and that's it. You're,
Right.
Right.
And so I think it's important that while people may have mixed emotions about moving unhoused people out of where they were perhaps out of sight and comfortable, we needed to
Right.
do this. It was getting to be too much. And so we are doing that, and I'm happy to answer any questions about that.
Do you have
but
an
it was the
idea
time.
about how many were down there?
I don't, but I would estimate probably 20 to 30
Yeah.
in Price Canyon.
Okay.
And then we have a situation over behind Oxford Suites and
Yes.
Motel 6 that we're going to have to deal with. And I have
Yeah.
a meeting with state property.
Okay.
So the camps that we're clearing now are on city property, railroad property, and a private individual's property. And so we cleaned ours, and then now we're working with the railroad and the private individual on that situation. And one of the fires we had was on that private individual's property, and they've taken care of that. So,
Wow.
and then we're moving on Oxford Suites. The other thing that I want to make sure people understand is we're not just kind of clearing it out and saying it's not our problem kind of thing. We have a health and safety issue, but this city sends tens of thousands of dollars to 5 Cities Homeless Coalition.
Right.
Council members that volunteer their time on these causes.
Right.
And we've been working with the county on locating a homeless shelter
Right.
here in the South County, which
Right.
we're very close to announcing something
Okay.
that could be open by the end of the year. So we are really trying to work with the compassionate any compassion to provide services and places for people
Right.
to live. But we also can't have these public health issues, and so that's kind of where we are.
part
On
of
that.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I was reading something about a new apartment building coming up on 4th Street.
Yeah, so that's another thing.
For low income.
Yeah, so affordable housing is really important to the council. We have a affordable housing fund, and the council did approve a 50 unit, which is a lot, very low income units, and of those 15 are transitional units for younger people. And where that's really important is these are kids who may have run away or got kicked out of the home, or unfortunately maybe their parent was had a sickness or jail or whatever, and then they find themselves unhoused. And if you can find housing for a young person, 18, 19, 20, you can correct the trajectory and help get them services and get them on their feet so that they can make it. And so that's what I think. There was some concern about the 15 units. I've heard people ask if we're putting it amazes me what people think about.
Right.
So it's
I know.
not nice.
Right.
But nonetheless,
I think it's a great.
these are
it's
for
great.
young people
Yes.
to not get on a trajectory of perpetual homelessness. We
Yes.
catch them, provide them services, and give them a hope.
Yeah.
And so that's what we'll be supporting, and I think it's great.
I think
I'm proud
it's
of the
great,
city
too.
council
Yeah.
for
Awesome.
supporting it, and it will break ground in just a couple months.
We all need a roof over our heads.
For sure.
So, yeah.
For sure.
Wow.
I don't think anybody lives outside by choice, or most people don't by choice.
Most
anyways.
people don't. And that's the other thing about the homeless population. There are those that choose it.
Mm-hmm.
There are those that it's just a tragedy, and they had a tragic event, and they were barely living check to check, and those are the folks we really need to provide services for. And then there's some criminal element and some drug users, but I think people tend to think homeless people are all bad, or homeless people are all on drugs, and that just is not true.
Right.
We have a lot of service we need to give to those who want to get back housed, back to work, and then there are those that just like being on their own, and so trying to find solutions for all of them to address the problem. There are different solutions and different options. We can't just lump them into one type of person.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And what about the people that are living on the dunes? Was that more of a state issue because they're on the dunes?
Yeah, so in the state park, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, and I know we've had some encampments on our dunes just south of the city, and you can't camp on the beach overnight like that. So, we deal with that on a case-to-case basis. But yeah, the state park's going to have to deal with that. And that's part of what we're meeting with Kevin Pierce about at the end of the month. And the clams was one thing, but this discussion of homelessness in the state park and what we're doing there and how can we find services and clean those areas up is something else we're talking about.
Yep.
Wow.
A lot on the plate.
A lot going on.
I know.
A
a
lot
lot.
going on. So much.
So
Good thing
somebody
I got
is-
away. I have energy now.
Right. Yeah.
Come back with a bang.
Come back. I was just going to say that with a bang. So somebody's asking here what's happening with Pirates Cove.
Well, I'm glad someone's watching. Great.
Yes. We have actually
there's
quite a
a
few
few
people
questions.
watching.
Wow,
So, yes.
perfect. So what's going on with Pirates Cove? So that is a county park. So I know what I'm told, but that is not in the city limit and not a city facility. But I do know that they're moving to make improvements to the parking lot, trash, improve the access way to the beach.
And they're going to put a bathroom, right?
Well, I can't confirm that.
Okay.
So I'd heard recently they weren't. And I don't know what the actual truth is of that matter, but getting that improved and cleaned up will be helpful. It was controversial to some because of the rural, rustic nature and the past of the use of that beach and that place. But the county is moving to
clean it up. Yeah, good.
And that will be helpful, I think, because we have residents on the other end, right, that get impacted on Indio and El Portal and Bluff Drive, and so we definitely are impacted by events that happen there.
Yeah, it was looking yucky.
All right, Miss Effie.
Have we bothered anybody yet? Or are we doing all
Effie's
right?
trying to get on, so I'm sending Effie the link.
Okay,
direct.
so here's another question. Can we have a new entrance to the Trailer Information Center on the pier? Limited people go there, opposed to the old location. Oh, so I get what that question is. So the entrance to get to the visitor center is the same entrance where people are lined up to go to Sunset.
Oh, right.
So they're saying maybe there needs to be another opening closer to the visitor center so people aren't standing in that queue and that line waiting to go to visitor center when they don't need to.
Okay, that's a good suggestion.
Yes.
I'll look into that. A clear entrance
Clear entrance to the visitor center.
center.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, feel free to ask questions and we will field them where we can.
I'll take care of the other one.
And let's see. That's funny. Somebody's like, does Renee still work there?
I know. I looked at that one too.
Hopefully-
I'm not sure who Renee is. Do you know who Renee is?
No.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Oh, the visitor center, Renee. Yeah, we had an employee for years that worked
Okay.
for Renee Fortier.
Okay.
No, she doesn't. She retired and has a well-deserved retirement, but she still lives in the community.
Okay, so then
So,
that was one of our questions.
Let's see. Central Coast Blue, where water resiliency is really important. I'm
Yes.
spending a lot of energy on that. We've had challenges with the city of Rio Grande. That was supposed to be a partnership between the three of us. I think it's well known that they've struggled with a few things, but I'm pleased to be working with my colleagues. The city manager of Rio Grande and Grover Beach are both very bright, professional, committed colleagues, and I believe we'll get it done. So the council has been giving me good direction as the project manager, if you will, and I'm hopeful that next month, with some new proposals and new options, the Rio Grande will come back on board. I'm very optimistic of that, and we'll get that project going. And so that would provide water resiliency. We're hoping it's almost a $40 million project, but the goal is to have that 75% funded by the state and federal government. And I think as you're seeing, a lot of money is coming into the drought water resiliency space. And so I'm very hopeful that we'll receive funding for that. And so in our existing water rates, we anticipated construction of this. And so this isn't something that's going to jack rates up $20 a month or anything like that. We anticipated the cost. And so it's just a matter of following through. But the test injection well worked great. We proved it works. So the idea being that we take all of Pismo's wastewater, treat it to a higher level than it's currently treated, and then we put it to a facility in Grover Beach, treat it further, and then put it in through injection wells into the groundwater basin. And so it basically it's a recycled water system.
Yeah.
That's
And
great.
so our basin's in jeopardy. Lopez is dropping like a rock.
Yes.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
And so water resiliency is key to our health, safety, and economic future.
Right.
And so this isn't being built for growth. That's another thing I want to make it very clear that we're building this to sustain the water use we have. I mean, I think some people look at this as so we can grow the community. It's to really protect the water use we have.
Right.
And so I'm pleased that CCB, Central Coast Blue, definitely appears to be making progress. I'm happy
Good.
to talk
That's
about.
great
Nice.
news.
I'm looking at
Yeah.
my little list thing here. Oh, the council voted on Tuesday night to take over Highway 1. That's like momentous.
Oh, excellent.
That's been ongoing for
Excellent.
some
Yes.
time.
So I really
Yay.
appreciate the council's vision and leadership
That's
on that.
so awesome.
And why is that significant? So first of all, we're not going to take the timing of the ask has been that we've been waiting for the state to rehab the road. They really haven't spent much money on it for 3 years. I think it was last time they did something to it. And so it's going to be fully rehabilitated. So we have brand new pavement. It's not just a slurry, or they're actually going to dig out where potholes are and do some new road base and really make it a quality road that then we're willing to take over.
Nice.
It will be to our standard. And so, and Caltrans has actually been really good working with us on, we didn't want to have them stripe it their way and then we come sandblast the stripes. And that just makes government look dumb, right?
Well, and it's more work.
Yeah, so they've agreed to do the little temporary tags, and then we'll come through and do a striping that meets the city's desire. What does that allow us to do? That allows us to do some free right turns. That allows us to put some crosswalks, maybe additional traffic controls, changeable message signage. We won't need permits from Caltrans anymore for our parades and our events.
How smart.
Yeah, and
Yay.
so there will be some money required to do some of these betterments, but when you think about how do we fix traffic downtown,
Right.
we can't do anything if we don't have control of Highway 1.
Right.
And so
for all those people that have wondered, the city has not owned Highway 1.
No.
So that's why there's no crosswalks at Main Street or things haven't
right.
changed, because when you don't own it, you can't change it. So that's
There you go.
excellent.
that's
There
it.
you
So
go.
we've been
Job to the
talking about this
council.
for
Wow.
years,
Yay.
and I really appreciate the council
Yay.
unanimously, nonetheless,
Nice.
voted to take the road from Caltrans. So now some say, how can you afford that? How can you, oh my goodness. And so I think the thinking there is we actually don't fund depreciation for any of our roads. You know, we set aside money every year for road improvement, and then the council decides what roads we're going to pave based on a pavement management index and a bunch. I won't bore the audience, but there's a lot of scientific ways we figure out what we should pave next. And so, however, key roads like that will be something over the years that we'll take care of. And so the value of, if you were to amortize road improvements, it's right around $225,000 to $240,000 a year, which we have more than that in gas taxes, other taxes. And so I think it's to have control of it and make the road work better, as we're so much more. You know, and we're also going to be taking a look at the left turn on Pomeroy. I know that really frustrates people.
That does.
And that's on our next traffic safety committee meeting. So really trying to understand when the sign should go on. Should it be more permanent? Should there be a timer? Should there be better hours?
Right.
We'll be talking about that. So I think it's important to people that we pay attention to that stuff.
And so people that are watching and maybe they don't know when the city council meetings are, where they can listen in or chime in or send an email about, I was talking to somebody just a couple of weeks ago in Shell Beach that has a VRBO, and there was some things mentioned and frustrations, and I'm like, well, you can get on a city council meeting, or you can email the city manager if there's, or Jorge,
right?
So if you can just kind of revisit like when those are and who the people are that they would contact for different things.
Sure. So our council meetings are the first and third Tuesday of the month at 5:30, and they're currently on Zoom, so it's very easy to tune in. At some point, we will have the public return to the chamber. I think we're just trying to make sure we're not congregating people more than we have to, and it's so easy to log in. So if you go to Pismo Beach Agenda, if you Google Pismo Beach City Council Agendas, or you go to pismobeach.org, you click on Government Council Agendas, you'll see all the agendas. You can click the Zoom links and information are right there.
And then even there's even video links to the previous ones.
Yes.
So I've had to send some of those to other people that maybe have missed meetings, and I'm happy to email those out. But you guys have them all on your website also.
Yeah, so you can go through Zoom. You can call in. You can listen on your phone.
You can download the app.
You can
you
also
can download the app.
I have the Pismo Pulse.
Yeah.
You can get into it through the Pulse. Very easy.
A lot of options.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of ways to stay connected. Is my point.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we also
good point.
We also have most all of our files on digital access, right? So you can go onto our website and search all of the city's files. That's as good as if a citizen just went down to City Hall and started going through all of our file cabinets. Which, by the way, we don't have many file cabinets anymore. I hate to tell you.
Digital.
It's all digital. It's
digital.
all online. Our city clerk, Erica Enderlead, has really worked hard with the staff to digitize and make all these records available. So our city's very transparent, and that's what we want.
Yeah, that's excellent. Great.
What are people saying? Are they
there's another question. I was going to wait till maybe.
Are they sorry they tuned in?
No, you might be sorry for this question. I was going to wait, but so somebody is saying that we could use a porta potty at the end of our pier because people are using the end of the pier as their bathroom area, and that the Public Works has to clean it up.
Yikes.
That's the first I heard of that.
Yep. That's
gross, and that actually may be a crime. So you probably don't want to do that. And we do have cameras out there.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. You can't just
I
go to the bathroom in public. That's actually
fishermen who's doing that? Ew.
I don't know, but that sounds really bad.
Well, I'll talk to Abel, or maybe we can ask Abel, because Abel is the wonderful gentleman.
Isn't he super?
That works down in the
He
plaza.
works so hard keeping the plaza clean and the pier clean. And,
he is such a hardworking man. We see him on Sundays. So.
I'm not too excited about a porta potty on the beautiful pier that get tipped over, pushed over. There's all kinds of other issues.
Yeah.
Sometimes we think we have a solution, but that begets other problems.
Right, like those nice rocks that we had out, and people had to pick them up and ruin them, or skateboard on those rocks.
Yeah, those rocks started becoming an issue, so we took them off.
I know.
Sometimes you feel like you can't have nice things.
Right?
Isn't that sad?
It is sad. Yes.
The Pismo Beach letters are still doing pretty good, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're still in good shape. They're hanging in there.
That's because I kind of, when I see people climbing on those Pismo letters, I say, "Excuse me, could you please get down?"
Well,
the city spent a lot of money on those.
We appreciate you, and we appreciate the trash cleanup that the chamber does every week.
Yes,
thank you.
So interesting enough, the trash cleanup is always on the list. I mean, there's a lot of postings that we put on our social media, but really on Facebook, every time we post, she posts anything related to the trash cleanup, we get the biggest reach on there. So people are really supportive of it, love it.
Yep.
How about our litter campaign? You want to talk about that?
So statewide, we have a litter campaign. We have Clean California, which is a new campaign that started. So the governor is spending money on cleaning our highways and byways because there is 40% more trash. So it's not just a Pismo thing. There's 40% more trash all over California. So there's a new Clean California, but countywide, there is a new Central Coast Clean. And we are helping the city get the word out and get stickers out to restaurants for them to put the sticker on to-go items. So if you see this, don't litter. And if you think you're going to litter, don't litter because I might be watching you.
And she'll call me and we'll deal with
Don't
it.
throw your cigarette butts on the
you.
ground. Don't throw your trash because it gets into the ocean. And if we don't start taking care of our ocean at some point, we're not taking care of our earth. So if it's not for us, we have to do it for our future generations. So people should be seeing these Don't Litter Me and more campaign stuff. So be on the lookout for it. And trash is my passion.
Oh.
That was a pretty good commercial.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thanks.
Yeah, don't litter.
Yeah,
We'll
don't
catch you.
litter. Yeah,
We
I
hope.
don't
We'll try.
like it. Yeah.
Trash is her passion.
I had 2 ladies on Sunday. So on Sundays, besides cleaning up trash, I do walk around and give people dog poo bags for their dogs because too often we see that on the Pier Plaza or on the pier itself. So I walk around handing out poo bags for their dogs, but also cigarette butt bags. So it's Spirit Cigarettes. They give a butt bag. So I went up to 2 women and I asked them, hey, there's no smoking ordinance in Pismo. I'm not telling you to put your cigarette out, but I'm asking you not to litter your cigarette butt. And if you find yourself in a place that there's no ashtray or a place for you to throw your butt, here's this butt bag. Contains the smell of it. Do you want to know what those ladies did with their butt bag I gave them? They littered their butt bag. They threw it on the ground in the plaza.
Yep.
So don't throw your cigarette butts and don't litter. Not in our town. Do it in your own yard.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
sad.
I was
Now, I know
sad.
something we need to collectively work on as well is the permanent parklet program. So
Correct.
we won't talk about that on camera. But after we're done,
Yes.
we're going to be talking about the permanent
Yes.
parklet
Permanent
program,
parklet program.
because we need to get something to the council to consider. So
Yes.
we'll talk about
Yes.
that afterwards.
So
Okay.
how do you guys all feel about the parklets out in the downtown area? Do you like eating outside?
Well, we did a survey, and I want to say we had over 1,000 people that just responded.
Yep.
And it was, I want to say 70 to 75% of people wanted the parklets to stay. And so we take that type of data, then we bring it back to the city, and then we present that, and then we get the business input and all that good stuff. So, but ultimately, there's a lot more that goes into that.
Yeah, we have to get permission from the Coastal
Right.
Commission because we're taking up parking spaces. There's some cost ramifications on the parking that the commission will be curious about. There's the aesthetic issue of the
Right.
parklets, and so that's the stuff we need to work through. And the council still needs to decide what
Right,
they think about
right. So
as
that,
the best use of
as
city
of right
property.
now,
so.
ends the end of October. But
Correct.
again, we're all working together to see what else we can do there.
Oh, somebody is saying more signs on the pier about no dogs being allowed. I do know that there's one on the left, and on the right there's no bikes. So when people go this way with their dog, they don't see this one. And of course, we don't want signs everywhere because then it
Well, that's
looks
because
kind of
I'm
ugly.
being told we want more
but-
signs about smoking, more signs about dogs, more signs about no clamming. Pretty soon you have so many signs you don't see a sign.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, I think we can always be more thoughtful. A few years ago, we actually reduced the number of signs because we were getting complaints about sign pollution. And someone actually said there's so many signs I don't pay attention. So we created the big, welcome to Pismo Beach, please don't.
Right. Right.
I'm not sure if that's more effective or not, but the clam sign we definitely need to look at. But yeah, at some point we have signs that you're on camera. We have signs not to litter. We have signs on
Right.
overcasting. We have
Maybe we can look at where they're at.
and so maybe that's
I don't know.
I'll make a note of
Yeah.
that. And maybe I'll go for a walk with some folks and take a look at that.
So I want to circle back around. So Jim kind of ran through quickly earlier and talked about the various events that we have coming up. So just to kind of go down a list, and hopefully you can help me out if I'm not remembering everything here. But on top of our weekly farmers market, which takes place out at the Pier Plaza, right by the Pismo Beach Letters, every Wednesday from 4 to 7 o'clock, that you can come down and enjoy. We really encourage our locals to get out here. It's a phenomenal event. If you go to Pismo Beach Farmers Market on Facebook, you'll see a lot of the vendors there, a lot of videos that we've done, so it's always a good time. Outside of that, we're going to be having our Taste of Pismo, which is August 21st. And I have our flyer here, so you'll start seeing posters out there. Now, this event, the tickets are available through pismochamber.com. They're also available on Eventbrite. Tickets are going pretty quick, especially now. We're adding a Top Chef competition and just kind of raising the overall level of the event to VIP culinary experience. So we have a lot of great chefs, wineries, breweries participating. Huge extensive list, which you can also check out on Facebook or on Eventbrite. So that event runs to 1 to 4 o'clock, and I have not announced the live music yet for a reason. So I will let you all know tomorrow when I'll make that announcement, but you're not going to be disappointed. It's going to be a phenomenal band, and you're going to want to be there. So be sure to get your
You
tickets.
got Jimmy Buffett?
Jim, you're going to ruin it. So be sure to get your tickets, but this is August 21st. Now, the weekend before, which is not this weekend, but the following, the weekend of the 14th, isn't it? So there's going to have the Portuguese Fest. And so I am going to try to attempt to plug this for Jeanette. And so they're going to be having the parade, which is going to run on Saturday, right? I don't know the exact time, but it's going to be the morning, of course. And so Jeanette, who is our vice chair here at the chamber, they are going to be making, and I know I'm going to mess up this word. How do you say it?
Faluge.
The faluche?
Faluche?
Faluche. I'm hoping I'm not killing this word, but
it's like a beignet, except for it's the Portuguese beignet.
Yes, it's like a fried donut, I guess is how she explains it. So if you go to our website, I believe you can go ahead and make a reservation to order. And they're either 1 for $3, 1 in coffee for $5, 2 for $5, 6 for $15, or 12 or more. You pre-order. And these are going to be sold out there with Beach and Biscuits is going to sponsor it. So that's awesome. Thank you so much, Gina, for that.
And then if I'm not mistaken, they're going to have little wagons with coffee and the Faluge walking the parade route before the parade starts. So you can buy some then also. So
be sure to order those, and those funds help the Chamber of Commerce, of course. So thank you, Jeanette, to your family and your entire team for doing that, and to you, Gina, at Beach and Biscuits. And then September, we roll into...
So we have Labor Day.
We have Labor Day.
Car show the next weekend.
Car show.
That's the weekend of the
11th through 10th through 12th.
Yes, the weekend of the 10th. And there's going to be over 800 cars.
It's a big show.
Yeah.
It's going to be like 800 cars here. It's going to be complete insanity. I'm sure the rooms are all
It'll
booked.
be fun, not insanity.
The rooms are all booked. I mean insanity as far as people. This is going to be...
I may be here driving my classic car.
Oh,
People
you
don't
have
know
a
that.
classic
I do.
car?
Let me show you a picture
What do
of
you
it.
have?
Yeah, look
I
at
was just going to
this.
say, what
I
do you
love
have?
cars.
I do have a classic car. I don't get to talk about it very often. Believe it or not, it was my father's first car.
Okay.
It's been in our family ever since.
Oh, I love that.
1961.
You just became way more cool.
That's
Oh my
1957 Thunderbird.
No way.
Awesome.
Yeah, there it is. That was
Wow,
my father's
look at
car.
that car.
My parents had this at their wedding. I drove it to my prom.
Oh my gosh,
it's just
Jim,
a really
that is
cool
beautiful.
family deal. So yeah, it's
So
kind
you'll
of a
be
family.
here on cruise night.
And then yes,
Yeah.
and rumor has it that I may be very involved in the cruise night. So we'll see.
The Grand Marshal, maybe.
No, I'm just the city manager. I don't get to do that, but I'll be involved somehow. So
What a beautiful
but
car.
looking forward to
Awesome.
it. Yeah, so we're gonna have a big car show, and I think it's important to remember. Remember, it was over 2 years ago since we had a car show, and there were some hiccups. You know, it was the promoter's first show.
Yep. Right.
I will say that we're working really well with them.
Agreed.
And we have, remember the good meeting we had? We came up with like 30 things.
Yes.
Great
We
meeting.
still have that list. We put them into the contract.
So do we.
And the promoters. so just saying. So they're bringing back the gala. There's more security.
yes.
There's more staff.
Yep.
So I'm really encouraged that the show could be terrific and responsible.
No,
and
right.
so
We're all
I'm
looking
excited
forward to
about
it.
that.
And
so.
this will be the first year that gets to be on our new plaza.
Yes,
So,
and pier. We can have
Yes.
cars on our
So
pier
cool.
because
It's
the
gonna
pier
be-
can handle the
it's gonna be
cars.
amazing.
So
Yeah, it'll be a
So
great
we're
Really
looking
neat.
forward to it. And they're going to have a casino night, I believe.
Yes.
The Saturday
yes,
night, right?
that's right.
They're going to have a cruise night.
So and we're raising money for our canine program.
Canine.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Great. It's a great event.
No, we're looking forward to it. And so that's September. Then we roll into October, and that's where we're going to have the 75th year anniversary, the weekend of the 15th. We're going to kick off with the wine walk that Thursday, and then we'll have festivities all weekend long. So, and then when is band review?
Well, Jubilee by the Sea is the weekend
Oh,
after
Jubilee
that.
by the Sea.
Jubilee.
I should
and
know
and
that.
pumpkins on the pier. That's not
So,
to be
yeah,
for the
Jubilee
children.
by
That's a
the
cute
Sea,
in
pumpkins
downtown
on the
trick or treating,
pier.
right? That's a big one.
Yep. The downtown
So where did band review
trick-or-treating,
fall in?
cute.
So we make sure.
So it's in
that's-
November. I think I want to say it's the first weekend of November. So
Okay.
it's kind of right after that band review.
Okay, and then we roll into Classic California Christmas and the launch of the surf
Surf
weekend
competition
of
is the
December.
second week in December, I think.
First weekend of December, I believe.
Wow, World Surfing Association Para surfing championships.
Yeah.
Right.
Of
For
a
amp
bunch
surf.
of different
Yep.
countries.
So it sounds like we're going to be busy the
We're
next
going
few
to be
months
so busy.
for the rest of the year.
You
Wow.
said something about vacation? I'm
Yeah.
going now.
This is the place to be right here.
Right? Yes, Pismo is the place to be. That's for sure.
Craziness.
Yeah.
So,
And
Wow.
hopefully some of these things, I know Jubilee by the Sea is enjoyed by many of our residents. I know that Pumpkins on the Pier is fun for our residents.
Yes.
Clam Festival's not a too crazy event. I hope our residents come to that.
Yep.
Especially for the gala and the 75th surprises. So
I always come.
hopefully,
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be
So
great.
yeah, for a calendar of events between the Chamber of Commerce and the city, I don't know if we have a combined calendar. Maybe that's something we consider.
Maybe
but,
we can do that.
But yeah, you can go to the Chamber of Commerce page, you can go to the city's page, and all of the events that we'll be putting on between the two of us, it's quite a few. So
And just so people don't completely go, oh my goodness, what are they doing? This is kind of a post. We're kind of still in COVID. I
kind of.
won't get into that too much. But you had all the events that were supposed to be in the spring that were rescheduled to the fall. Then you had the fall events, and so you have this confluence of just. It's going to be interesting,
yes.
but it won't be. This is not the normal pace of events.
Because Taste would normally be in April, so we were the
Yes.
kickoff to like everything, and so obviously we
And the
had to
car
change
show
that.
would have been in June, and that's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next year we'll be back
this
to
is
our
not the
regularly
Yeah, this
scheduled.
is not the normal schedule. I want to make sure
Hopefully
people
next year.
understand that.
Right.
Hopefully next year.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We hope so.
Any other questions? Are people satisfied? Or
It says Jim. Oh, this is Maria, who also set up her own trash pickup in Shell Beach. which
Yes,
is
that's a
Keep
wonderful.
Shell Beach clean.
Yeah, very
Yes.
cool.
She's come out to ours to see how we do it.
Thank you, by the
So-
way. That's just like citizen involvement at its best. She
It is.
started a group that volunteers, just like you guys, with
Yep.
beach cleanup to keep Shell Beach clean, and
Yeah.
that's really cool. And people take pride in their community. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
So she says, I've missed the number of the city meetings, but was there a talk of bigger and better garbage bins in the tourist area so that they don't overflow?
So show more of that.
Hmm?
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I think we've actually ordered over 60 trash cans and a bunch of roll-off bins. We're getting complaints that the bins are ugly. So it's just one of those things. We ordered a bunch of bins, a bunch of trash cans. I don't disagree. And they're getting emptied, but then we start getting complaints that the town looks trashy because there's so many trash bins. So it's just
Yeah, it's like
what do you do? I mean, so
Yeah.
it's a fine line.
It's amazing
sure.
how people won't walk across the street to an empty trash can. Like on the corner where Splash, Cool Cats,
yeah.
Harry's.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. I don't know.
People, I cannot explain some things people do. And I've been in
Neither
this
can I.
line of work for 25 years, and I still can't explain some things people do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Yes.
just do our best.
We try. I was just going to say we try our
Absolutely.
best.
Maria,
don't
thank
we?
you for what
Yes.
you're doing.
Yeah,
and
thank
I
you.
appreciate your suggestion. We're always looking for ways that we can get more trash cans, more placement, but then, not having them oversaturated, something smells, looks ugly. It's a work in progress, right? We're always open to suggestions. I don't want to come across that we're not, but I really appreciate you taking things into your own hands and coming alongside and helping out. That's
Yes.
really
Thank
awesome.
you.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Bravo.
that's
Yay.
super citizen.
So, in closing,
Yeah.
Miss Lisa, ending on that note.
Ending on that note, talking about trash. So come and join us.
Talking trash.
Talking trash. So please come and join us on Sundays at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm parked down by the Pier Plaza next to the letters. I have gloves, trash bags, pickers, water, hand sanitizer. So come and join us. It's a great way to start the day and to help your community. So see you Sundays at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yay.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks
you
for
so
having
much,
me on the
Jill.
show.
Absolutely.
Man,
Thanks for joining
I
us.
finally
You
made
on
it
the
back.
Yay.
We saved the best for last, Kim.
Yes.
I'm always happy to come on and talk with all of our friends. It's
Awesome.
great.
It makes the hour went by fast.
I
didn't it?
know.
I know.
Yeah.
It's already
And
an
there
hour.
are people. How are you? Are people happy? Are they unhappy? You don't know. It's
Oh,
just,
well, a lot are just watching.
Keep,
Kinda come in and
everybody
out.
just
Yeah.
watches
Alright.
to stay informed.
And now everybody's hanging up on us.
Yeah.
goodbye.
All right,
Thank you.
everybody. Bye.
Have
a great day.
weekend.
See you later.
Bye.